Good morning. I'd like to introduce our land development design project to y'all. Our site name is Stone Ridge Townhome Community. It's a subdivision of a master plan community. During the design process, we have the help of Jeff Gillian, our mentor from J2 Engineers, and I'm Sam Caskenway. I'm Jared Hunt.
Brian Miller.
Kevin Kelsey.
All right, so our site's located in Loudon, Virginia. It's really close to Dulles Airport. Just go line real quick. You'll see our boundary of our parcel is outlined in red. Just gonna tell you about our site.
Okay, so the client really wanted 63 townhomes with 2-car garages for each townhome and a driveway. So you can see our site in Google SketchUp. That was our final design. We'll talk more about it. We have access from Stone Harbor Drive, which is on the west of our site over there. There were some wetlands to the east, but it really didn't affect our design, so we didn't worry about that. And our site is 9.54 acres. The zoning for the site, we are RA residential, and we allow for attached and detached housing, although ours are all attached. So on our site, we also are supposed to have ADUs, which will provide for housing for families who don't have as much money. So we did not use this in our design, but that would be how the typical site would be.
This is a schematic of our existing utilities on our site. Stone covered drive right here, as Kelsey mentioned earlier in the previous slide. There's a 12-inch water line running in the right of way beneath that, with 2 6-inch water laterals. It's right there. South of the site, we have an 8-inch sanitary sewer line that I mentioned time between the 30-inch sanitary sewer line running south and north and east of our site. Parallel to that, we have a gas line as well.
Okay, to look at our proposed layouts, this one we did not use, but we'll explain our logic behind it and why we did not use it. As Kelsey mentioned, we have wetlands to the east of the site. Brian just mentioned the gas line. That dictated where this road was planned to be placed, so we can maximize the number of lots on the east end of the site. That attracted green space, the wetlands behind those lots. From there, we added a second entrance and wanted to create a loop layout of the road that would give us a central green space in the center here. Although we would use less materials for road, we wouldn't have as much connectivity with this site. We also were only able to produce 60 lots. And from a marketing standpoint, another negative of this site was that all of the townhomes, the backs faced the existing roads. We have a Stone Harbor over here, which would make it more difficult to sell the property.
And then this is the final layout we chose to maximize our lots at 63. We have full roadway access with 4 points of access. We also, as Kelsey mentioned, we have 2-car garage units, so we were required to have half a parking spot per unit, which totals 32. We placed parking spots along Ridgecrest Drive in these green spaces right here. And this layout was more advantageous because it didn't have these units, the back of them facing Stone Harbor, which is, from a marketing standpoint, as Sam mentioned, most people don't want them, looking out the back of their house. They're pretty major, right? So for our road design speed was 25, the posted speed is 15. The maximum grade was on Ridgecrest Drive at 3.85%. This provided a little bit of trouble when we were doing bulk grading along this portion of the roadway. We ended up figuring it out. And the minimum grade on Ridgecrest is 2.05%. And then on the other connecting roads, they all had a slope of 2%, which is chaos. And for our site slopes in the grassy areas, we had a maximum of 3 to 1, which is what's required if you don't want to tip over your lawnmower. The minimum is 1% in order to provide adequate drainage. All areas of our site drain into our stormwater system. The ditches behind our houses and in between sticks promote drainage control. And there was a minimum 5% slope standard away from all building lots.
All right, so for the stormwater management portion of the project, we calculated the pre and post development peak flow between 2 and 10-year storms. We designed for a 10-year storm, that's why we have the 10-year peak flow right there. It also using the TRP cloud method. And then initially, finally, we found a storage volume for our site in order to mitigate all the stormwater coming from our site. We actually aren't retaining any water on site. Our stormwater management plan has it all flowing to an existing detention basin off-site to the northeast this is a schematic of our stormwater system. A total of 8 inlets, number right here, as you can see, and all were sized using a rational method. And, our site was actually, we designed and graded our site and our roads based on our stormwater system. We have all the water basically flowing from south to north, and finally discharging into that offsite protection basin. And our roads are unique also because they're not ground, they're actually sloped, so this road's sloped this way to direct the water into these specific inlets here. We also have 2 grass inlets to collect water through the ditches behind our house. And then all that water is eventually flowing offsite.
For our water system layout, we tied in at 4 spots. We tied in at the existing laterals right here and down here. And then we also tied into the main line right here, We used 6-inch ductile iron pipe, computed the fire flow that was required. We ended up calculating that only 2 hydrants were needed, but because of the geometry of our site, we used 3 in order to be able to protect each one of our units effectively. And it's a closed loop system. We placed valves at each T and intersection, every fire hydrant, and where we tied into the existing water system.
For the sewer system, we started by tying into the existing utility in the southeastern corner. We then decided to do a gravity flow sewer from that point, and we just made sure that everything flowed down to that corner. We calculated our peak development flow by using 100 gallons per day per person with 3 people per household. And we put manholes at every intersection and end of line, and that totaled to 9 new manholes.
Okay, looking at the erosion sediment control plan, we have a construction entrance over here, where a proposed road is, just to get a feel for the grading of the site, with a high point right here and down here, with all of our water runoff running east. To handle that water runoff, we have a diversion dike along the side of the site with 3 sediment traps, 1, 2, and 3. Each of those handling roughly a little bit less than 1/3 of the acreage of the site. We also have check dams in these ditches over here and down here, with silt fence surrounding the majority of the site. Something I forgot to mention from the last slide, we have a soil stockpile surrounded by a silt fence right here. It's in the same location. It's phase 1. We also have the construction entrance in the same location. Some things we've changed is we moved the diversion dike a little bit, which is along the east and south border of the site. This is now going to handle runoff from the backs of these townhome strips. We've added inlet protection, aggregate inlet protection for the drop inlets. We have a silt fence surrounding them. We've moved check dams into graded ditches here and here. And I believe that we move on to cost estimation.
Yeah, the total cost of our site after including all of the development is $3.5 million. So, does anybody have any questions?
How much of that cost was incurred?
I think it was about $1 million. It was a lot of it.
Our mentor told us that there was a lot of excess soil on the site, so we basically decided to grade on.
Yeah, the next is.
Did you see any opportunities for value engineering?
We did discuss that actually in our report. Definitely trying to balance cut and fill will be the key thing to reduce and to try to go with the existing grade report if possible.
So you guys added a pool and a clubhouse?
I was having fun with the schedule.
Sounds good.
There's some Lamborghinis next.
Other questions?